In this video, we'll take a look at what's left to do after players have finished all of their actions during a war. First, players will earn income, pay maintenance for their units, and increase their population as follows. Players will gain gold equal to their population level on the population track. Then, they will gain gold equal to the number of control markers they have on the map. Once players have earned their income, they'll have to maintain their units by paying gold equal to the number of units on the map at that time. They'll pay 1 gold for each army, navy, and fort. They cannot choose to remove a unit rather than maintain it, and if they don't have enough gold to pay the maintenance, they have to use taxation to get the gold. Remember, anytime taxation occurs, a player will have to draw an unrest token from the bag. Once they've earned their income and paid their maintenance cost, players will increase their population by 5 on the population track. Population may never be less than 0 or more than 9. Now, players will score victory points for each of the 11 victory point regions on the map based on the number of control markers in each region. Each of these regions has 2 or 3 victory point values listed on them. The player with the highest total of control markers in a region will get the highest value, second place will get second highest value, and third place, if applicable, would get third highest value. In games with 4 to 7 players, ties are friendly, but in 2 and 3 player games, non-player major control markers make ties unfriendly. Let's look at some examples. If this were a 4 to 7 player game, and Britain and Prussia were tied, they would each receive 4 victory points here. If this was a 2 or 3 player game, and Prussia was a non-human player, Britain would only receive 2 points. In this example, assuming we're playing with 4 to 7 players, Britain wins first place outright and gets 4 victory points, and Russia and Prussia each get 2 victory points for tying for second place. If this were a 2 or 3 player game, and Prussia was a non-human player, Britain would still get first place and the 4 victory points, while Russia would be bumped basically to third place, which doesn't exist here, and would receive 0 points. As each region is scored, you can track the victory points along the left side of the board, and also you can move the game phase marker along the top of the map to indicate which regions have already been scored. Once all the regions have been scored, return all local alliance markers on the map to their owners. Move the Grand Alliance markers to the side to prepare for the new auction. Restore flip tiles back to their ready side. Advance the war marker to the next war, and place the game phase marker in Phase 1. If you're finishing the first or second war, you'll move on to the following war by seeding the board with neutral region markers as indicated in the rulebook. If you just finished the third war, you'll proceed to the end of the game. At the end of the game, players must assess any unrest they've received during the course of the game. Any player with 20 or more unrest reduces their victory points to 0 as their country has gone into revolution and is out of the game. Now, with the remaining players who have less than 20 total unrest, we have to assess penalties for who has the most and second most. When playing with 3 or more players, the player with the highest total unrest loses 7 victory points, and the player with the second most loses 4. All tied players lose the full value. In a 2-player game, the player with the most unrest loses 7 victory points, and the other player loses none. If there is a tie, neither player loses any victory points. The player with the most victory points wins. If there is a tie, the tied player with the least unrest wins. Well, hopefully this video provided some useful information about how Struggle of Empires works. See my other videos in the series for more information on this game. If you like my videos, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.